Hey guys, it's Clay from Clear Critique, and today I want to talk about found footage horror. It's a genre that, by nature, is one of the easiest films to make, and so much of it offers the laziness of Phase 4 Marvel with 1/100th of the budget. But every so often there's one that does something genuinely innovative and scary, and it's a delight to watch. I've seen a lot of this genre, and these are my top 5. Be sure to comment with your thoughts, and check out my upcoming Volume 7 of my yearly series on actually scary horror movies. Let's do it! First, some honorable mentions. Norway the Curse is too long but boasts some creativity and a great psychic test scene. Grave Encounters is equal parts funny and creepy. The Peruvian The Entity is still the only film I've seen that takes advantage of a graveyard. And As Above, So Below is fun archaeological horror that utilizes the setting better than I expected. Now let's get to the top 5. No pseudo-documentaries or horror comedies, as awesome as Lake Mungo and One Cut of the Dead are, and first up is House LLC. If Negative Nathan can take the wheel, there's a 20-minute lag in the second act, which is chock full of bad improv, and a stupid twist in the third. That being said, when a movie is focusing on its horror, it's firing on all cylinders. The intro explores the concept of a spook house containing a real threat, and it's terrifying because of the very real vulnerability people would have in that scenario. We also get a decent reason for the characters to continue creating this spook house. House LLC does a good job building suspense to the infamous opening night. Watching characters encounter what I can best dub, that's weird moments, and seeing their sense of security wane more and more is great horror. At what point does our rationality disappear? When do we decide to trust our instincts, as absurd as they may sound? The movie is tense and interesting, and even with its flaws, I can only sing praises to the clown sequence. Jesus Christ. Next up is a more recent movie hailing from Taiwan, and that's Incantation. I reviewed this not long ago, and I gotta say, I like it even more now. It's the good kind of found footage that doesn't use the genre as an excuse for bad acting or a cheap look, but rather uses it to its full potential. For example, the scenes of parenting are even more intimate in this format, and as such, we become more invested in the protagonist's plight. The film is interactive, engaging the viewer in games early on, and a twist that straddles the line between clever and indulgent, which I kind of admire. The film even has a montage, a goddamn montage in a found footage movie, and it works? Holy shit, Incantation, the ball's on you. It's also creepy and entertaining. Strangely, it scared me more on my second watch. The village sequence is a great example of horror atmosphere. The imagery is often bizarre and disturbing. The makeup is viscerally gruesome, the acting sells all of it, and the drama ensures that we care about what happens to these people. It's a little long, but I can't think of much to cut. When I watched a static image with chanting in the background and thought to myself, man, I don't want this to end, I realized I was immersed in something good. The main question is, will Incantation feature in my upcoming 6 horror movies that are actually scary video? Well, I guess you'll have to see. But yes, it will. The next one is a bit of a cheat, as it's a segment of a larger film, that being the Amateur Night short from the anthology film VHS. The movie as a whole is okay. Peaks and valleys, and Amateur Night is fucking Everest. This is a nightmarish 20 minutes. Don't let the dude bro discount Dane Cook characters fool you. This is subtle when it needs to be, and in fact rewards you for looking past the foreground. This is one of the most realistic depictions of a bar crawl I've seen, with its noise and slurred dialogue and a character realizing his drunkenness in the mirror. And this makes the horror hit so close to home it's almost invasive. The scene where he meets the girl scared me shitless. You want to scream warnings, and when the action ramps up, it's almost a relief, until the stairwell shows up at the end and I could barely look at the screen. I watch so much horror. I'm always searching to be scared, and this one got me so bad it humbled me. There are more clever and polished films on this list, but for a concentrated dose of terror, I can't recommend much else than this.
Hey, you wanna go meet some people over there? Well, I like you too. So, do you ever come here before?
Ah, okay. Second to last is the Korean film Gonjiam Haunted Asylum. Similar to Incantation, I feel like I undervalued it in my initial review. Granted, it doesn't start scary. I could see someone turn this off after the first 15 minutes thinking, okay, is this just a bunch of live streamers hanging out? And sure, I suppose part of this could have been cut down, but it's better to have 15 minutes of not scary but good rather than 90 minutes of neither. And second, there's cause for it, as it's establishing the project in question, and this dedication to craft is a theme. Gonjiam is very detailed in its presentation of a live stream. The practiced introductions, setting up cameras, the enthusiasm, and this isn't only enjoyable to watch, but is effective setup. You're viewing every aspect of this process, only for the film to take each one of those and twist it in catastrophic fashion. Damn, does this movie take off! The scares are ever increasing in both their intensity and imagination, and they just don't let up. The horror has plenty of variety, and as a result, feels unrelenting. This is the kind of horror that waits for you to step inside its hand, and then makes a fist. Ruthless, well acted, and scary as hell. If you're wondering where Blair Witch is, it's not making the list. Not to say I have anything against the film. I admire its success. I'm glad it exists. But it's one of those things that only worked for the time, and there just isn't anything else going on. It isn't scary, and the characters are annoying. Cool movie, but not cool enough. You know what is fucking cool? Rec, or Record, or The Origin of Quarantine, but twice as good. It is a Spanish movie that I have referred to and still refer to as the godfather of found footage, in that it's as good as it can get. What a lovely movie. Terrifying, but so well made. All 3 acts are solid. The first is impeccable suspense, showcasing likable characters trapped in a building, and it captures the right sense of mystery. Until the second act, where we discover why these people are in lockdown. Bodies pile up, and we move from mystery to infection to a fight for survival. By the third act, it's full-blown mayhem, and just as this high energy is about to lose the fear factor, it slows down again, delivering a quiet, horrifying finale. Rec is a ride, but a smart one that knows how to add tension by what is shown and not shown in the frame. And the pacing is fast, but knows when to take a breath. All the acting is fantastic. Verisimilitude, a cheeky word meaning the believability of a story, is the name of the game here. I bought it all, and it scared me to death. And if that's not the goal for found footage horror, I don't know what is. What are your favorite found footage horror movies? Any I missed? Comment below, subscribe and click the bell to support the channel, and stay tuned for more horror videos. As always, thanks for watching.